And after this summer break, O-levels and GCSEs out of the way, this week we're back on the Super 1 trail. This is Britain's most notorious karting track, the Three Sisters Circuit, Wigan, Lancashire. Good crowds as always here for the crucial point in any campaign, the halfway point. And unfortunately, good clouds as well, expected to moisten the track later in the day. In this, the first report of two from the third round seniors, we concentrate on the furious battle at the top of Formula A. Jenkinson, Short and Panrucker centre stage. And next week, it's the turn of TKM, the biggest class in the country. Arguably the toughest in the world, and never short on drama. But let's kick off with Formula A and a look back at round two and a young man who rather threw it all away. 3 laps from home, Simon Short, championship leader, inexplicably spinning out of contention. But there were celebrations. Robert Jenkinson, widely tipped to succeed Bobby Game as champion, further staked his claim, with Dean Panrucker and Adam Jones also adding useful points. For Simon Short, though, there was no hiding place.
Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Not good at all. Kart was absolutely superb and slowly catching Robert. I made a silly mistake like that.
There you go, the rest of the season to come then?
Yeah, I hope the next round's a bit better. There we go. What happens?
So this is how they are going into today's third round. Well, it could have been worse for Short. He's still second, sandwiched between the mighty Jenkinson and Panrucker, while Wright, Melville and Jackson all wait to pick up the pieces should the Titans clash. We're back on the track and a great start to the day for Short. 2 wins from his 3 heats, enough to guarantee pole for the first final. But not so good for Jenkinson. A black flag in the heats means making his way up from the back of the grid. And if and when he gets there, they'll be waiting. So let's check out on the track. And it's the right-hander at the end of the start-finish straight, and the S is in the bottom right-hand corner. That'll be crucial to everyone. And here they come for the second A final. The finishing order in the first defines the grid positions, and in that first final, Dean Panrucker took another step towards back-to-back victories. The 1997 winner here, stripping short of pole position, and with Jones struggling in 10th and Melville in 8th, it could be a very good day indeed for the Trent Valley Kart man. Hot lap on board with number 8, Adam Jones. This is the run into the start. And it's go! The final race of the Elf Hillhouse Hammond Super 1 Series Round 3 with Dean Panrucker, number 0, off grid 1 like a rocket. On board with Adam Jones and Robert Jenkinson just sneaking in front of him through the S's, snaking like a roller coaster, still spitting with rain. Well, it's threatened all day, and it would certainly change a thing or two if it did rain. On board again with Jones, still locked in behind Jenkinson, both fighting their way out of the mid-pack. Number 12, Dean Hawkey, off-grid 4, still 4th behind Justin Edgar. And only 0.5 of 1 second separated the top 10 in early qualifying. Adam Jones was quickest with 42.53. Noel Brennan, 10th on 43.03. And here comes Short up the inside of Panrucker at the end of lap 1. Simon Short takes the lead. Adam Jones moves up 1 place, still behind Robert Jenkinson, but that was a magnificent move from Simon Short. He goes ahead of number 0. Justin Edgar is 3rd. Philip Charles there moving up 1, he's 5th. And no doubting Short's intentions here. Panrucker invitingly wide, Short deadly accurate, he leads. Both Jenkinson and Jones have moved up to 8th and 9th respectively. They are. But it's Short and Panrucker with all the cars. End of lap 2. 43.03 is 0.51 of a second quicker than the previous lap, that is. Sub 43 next time around for sure. The running order then, Short, Panrucker. Hawkey's back in 3rd, Edgar 4th, Charles 5th, Barrett 6th. Jenkinson moves up another one, he's 7th. Jones 8th, on board with him. Jackson's 9th from grid 12. Weston is 10th from grid 13. So they're all juggling around, coming to the end of lap 3. Simon Short still leads Dean Panrucker, but it's only just, and they're catching up. The infight between the two leaders will have that effect. End of 3. 43.06 Short. Simon Short's turn to leave it just a fraction wide, and you don't have to ask Dean Panrucker twice. Oh, Dean Hawkey there, another good day for him also, and it might yet get better. Closing up there in third. Short, Panrucker, Hawkey, Edgar, Charles, Barrett, Jenkinson, Jones and Jackson. Well, it couldn't be closer, could it? End of lap 4 coming up. Dean Panrucker leads Simon Short, and Robert Jenkinson still moves up. There he is, tucked in that little group. Simon Short right on the bumpers of Dean Panrucker. Dean Panrucker though, and Jenkinson slips through inside Hawkey. Daniel Barrett watches from 6, and I think Jones in 7. Yes, indeed it is. So it's Hawkey who watches as Short prepares to attack, and Short passes Dean Panrucker in the most unlikely of places and holds on to it. Well, Dean Panrucker won't have been expecting that. Robert Jenkinson adjusts himself in the seat. He'll be impressed with that one. But the infight is allowing the rest to catch up. Hawkey third, Charles fourth, Jenkinson fifth. So it's getting closer as they come to the end of 5. And there it is, 42.84. And Simon Short's turn to defend this time. Defends magnificently against Dean Panrucker. And what a great bit of karting this is. The battle between Short and Jenkinson has allowed Hawkey to close right up. The danger for Jenkinson is, while slipstreaming Short in preparation for his attack, he could leave himself vulnerable to Hawkey's. And this is Panrucker deciding a whole lap in second place is quite enough. And Short with a sharp counterpunch, nicely disguised, right on the chin. So coming in to the end of lap 6, well, the laps are starting to get slower. The last one, 42.98. And the danger spot here, Simon Short having to defend a two-prong attack now from both Panrucker and Hawkey. And there's an awful lot of weaving and defending going on here. Hence the slower times, and a strong possibility now that the infight between Jenkinson and Charles for 4th will take them up to join the party, and that would be fun. Further back, Adam Jones is 7th, Daniel Barrett 8th, Matt Jackson 9th, Matthew Griffin 10th, then it's Chris Trott, James Wright and Noel Brennan. And I suppose you have to say that anyone's in with some sort of a chance, because that's the way it is in the Super 1 Series. And look at Jenkinson and Charles now closing it right up. And Short trying to break away here just a little bit, give himself a breathing space, and just enough there to defend quite easily. 43.17, slower by 0.19 of 1 second. The battle intensifies. But once again, Short is good enough. It's status quo with 5 to go. Well, this is always on the cards, and Jenkinson now with a 42.74 last lap is the fastest man on the course, with Philip Charles pushing him all the way. Well, there are a few permutations, that's for sure, as they all stream through, coming to the end of lap 8. On board with Adam Jones, just 4 to go, and here goes Panrucker. That's early, it's risky, but it's magnificent. Dean Panrucker takes the lead, takes Dean Hawkey with him, and almost takes Robert Jenkinson as well. And that's a disaster for Short, who only just holds 3rd. Well, Dean Panrucker then, back in the lead. And Simon Short on the inside of Dean Hawkey. Well, that's the second time he's done it in this race, and he holds it. So Simon Short back to 2nd, redeems himself just a little bit. But they'll be looking at this in Simon Short's pit lane and asking the question. Not so much leaving the door open, more like a 6-part gate. On board with Adam Jones, coming to the end of lap 9, just 3 left. And Short goes for broke, slides into Panrucker. Jenkinson and Hawkey have gone off. Well, almost gone off in Hawkey's case. He's back on the track. And what a crucial moment that was! Well, it'll be interesting to take another look at it. Meanwhile, we concentrate on the fight for the front. Charles is up into 3rd. But in the melee, Dean Panrucker has dropped to 2nd. Jenkinson gets going again. It's 1997 revisited. And Jones on the rear bumper of Hawkey now in 4th. Pressure on number 12. But nothing like the bombardment being dished out on Simon Short. Panrucker breathing down his neck at times. End of 10, 2 to go, and Panrucker's time to turn up the heat. It's a full burner this time. That's a priceless strike with less than 2 laps left. Simon Short goes back to second. Philip Charles times up in third. Magnificent racing. Down the hill, through the S's, just one more time after this. Simon Short with less than 80 seconds to put matters right. That's his favourite overtaking spot this day. He's missed it on that occasion. And Short knows he should win this one. The pit lane crew knows he should win this one. They're telling him he's focused. Last lap coming up. Charles is third. Hawkey, Jones, Barrett and Matt Jackson are next. So here they go into the final lap. Here comes Simon Short into the side of Dean Panrucker. But Panrucker amazingly holds on to that. Looks over his shoulder. Well, I'm not sure if there wasn't a gesticulation there. Very probably. Short then. Time running short. Less than half a lap. But he will be now so focused on Dean Panrucker. All he will see is that 0 on the back of Panrucker's kart. Down into the long right-hander for the final time. Panrucker over his shoulder one more time. And Simon Short just couldn't be closer. It will be a dash for the line. Just around 100 metres to go. And Dean Panrucker wins the A final of the Elfall Hillhouse Salmon Formula A third round here at Wigan. From Simon Short, Philip Charles, Dean Hawkey and Adam Jones. Quite magnificent. And once again, the incident that set it all up. Short drifting through on Panrucker. Jenkinson clattering into Hawkey behind. They take the detour. Panrucker and Short go on to take 1-2. And not surprisingly, the championship leader is not a happy man.
I was coming up to the group. I was catching by approximately half a second a lap. Got onto the back of the first 3. Made a move on number 12. He just wouldn't give the corner. Turned in on me. We both go.
So that's not racing in your opinion?
Absolutely not. It's happened twice to me today. Firstly, I was black flagged for an incident that, in my opinion, wasn't wholly my fault. That put us on the back of the grid for the finals. First final we did well, and it got up to 9th. Second final we were going to win it. We were half a second quicker. Got onto the back of the grid, like I say, and then got launched off. It's just ridiculous. And I've been to speak to the clerk of the course, and he doesn't want to know. So it's just not racing. Someone needs to be sorted out.
So Simon Short from the gloom of Glasgow lifts his points total to head the table after Wigan. Jenkinson drops to third behind Panrucker, and they must all watch out for Philip Charles, new in at 6.
Well, Dean, you're becoming the master of the close finish, the hard race here. You've done it again.
Yeah, it's another hard race, same as last year. It was a good race all the way through. Close racing with no contact, so good.
Dean's a bit of a hard nut to crack as well.
He is, unfortunately. Had one opportunity on the last lap to get him, and he didn't brake. Just didn't let me in.
Third's your best so far?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm over the moon. Team were great. Kart was good. Engines were good. And I'm sorry for the 2 boys that fell off in front of me, which is a bit of luck for me, but
did you see any of that?
For them. Not really, no. No comment.
So where does Philip Charles go from here? I mean, third, presumably there's only one way to go now.
That'd be nice, yeah. I think we just aim to redo that again, because that was a good result for me. First year in Formula A. I can't really ask for much more than that, I don't think.
It's been talked about a great deal. It's new this year. So what exactly is Formula ICA?
ICA is a reed valve engine. It's still a 100cc engine, but the carburetor, as you can see on the engines, are at the front. So it's a reed valve, it's still highly tuned, and it will rev to about 19,000 RPM.
Where does it fit into the karting jigsaw?
Well, Intercontinental A is now the main route for our British drivers getting into Europe. So we had to bring the class in. It replaces Formula B, and it's very similar to Formula B.
So why should a driver join ICA as a Formula as opposed to Formula A? What are the advantages?
ICA is probably our most competitive class at the moment. We get an awful lot of people wanting to get into it because it's that route into Europe.
Top speeds?
Top speeds here at Three Sisters, probably about 85 miles an hour.
Pretty quick then.
Absolutely. They're not far off the Formula A's.
Michael, your route forward after the JICA Championship win last year has been into ICA as opposed to Formula A. Why was that?
Because of the ruling over the 16th year for this class I can move up to, and I have to be 16 to race in Formula A.
It's been a good decision, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been good this year. We've just been racing, been quick near enough everywhere we went to.
Bit of a late start to the season. Tell us about that.
Well, it was a mistake at the beginning of the year. Like, I broke my leg, and it was just like such a big mistake, and it's like put us off course, sort of.
But that's one thing you regret now.
Yeah, I'd wish I hadn't done it, and like we'd probably be leading the championship if I hadn't.
So that Formula One grid one day is still the big hope, is it?
Yeah, I think it's most racing drivers' hopes.
And definitely yours.
Yeah.
Green is go, and Michael Spencer nose in front from second on the grid. Gets a drop on number 19, Michael Pearce. Takes the lead. Pearce is fourth. Number 5, John Greensmith, mowing the grass. Oh, and here comes Darren Gibbs. That's a great burst from grid 3 man. He leads. Spencer second, Cook third, Pearce fourth. David Clark from grid 10th is up to 5th. Then it's Ferrier, Williams and Gardner. But what a crunching blow that was from number 6, Darren Gibbs. The road tax powered CRG Kart down the hill like an exocet. Into the long right-hander now. That precedes the start-finish straight, and it's the end of that straight that always presents the best overtaking opportunity. End of lap 1. Now then, Leon Cook with a toe. Has he got the go? No! Pearce stays in third, and off goes Jody Whitmore, number 55, from grid 8. That's all gone up in smoke for him. First lap time, 43.53, only a second slower than Adam Jones's Formula A qualifier of earlier today. Gibbs leads, 27, Leon Cook is second. And as with Formula A last week, an awful lot of weaving about going on here. Defending the territory, they call it, but it means the rest will close up. Gibbs, Cook, Pearce, and Williams there, up to 4th position. End of lap 2, and once again Cook shows his hand early, and this time he pays handsomely. He leads. Gibbs goes back to second, with Pearce closing it right up in third. And a slightly slower lap that time, 43.92, is 0.39 of a second down on lap 1. No back marker traffic, so it's all down to that battle at the front. Top 5 all bunched together now, just beginning to pull away, but it all changes so quickly in Super 1. Anything could still, probably will happen. Coming in now to the end of lap 3. And here we go, and Cook 27, the man in trouble here. Pearce taking advantage of the white line and holds it with Williams coming in to join the fun. Gibbs, there's Pearce, and Gardner right through Cook goes third, with Williams dropping back to 5th behind Cook. Well, I'm not sure how many changes we've had so far in the top 5 after 3 laps, but it is considerable. Gibbs still not able to shake off the attentions of Pearce. Number 20, Jason Gardner, is the man they might like to look at. He's the quickest on the track right now, 43.44 in third. Gibbs, head down, foot down. Martin Pearce chips down, and that's priceless. Darren Gibbs caught napping, but in fairness, not doing that much wrong. He kept the power on, but the toe giving Pearce the inertia, and now the initiative. He leads. Gibbs second, Gardner third, Cook fourth, Williams 5th. They're the 5 who dominate this race so far. And right at the back there, Williams 0, just losing the plot a little on lap 5, or maybe just weighing up the options. Certainly, he and number 20, Jason Gardner, have a part to play in the second half of this race, surely. End of 5 coming up. Oh, and this might be payback time for Darren Gibbs. Yes, magnificent. So Darren Gibbs leads yet again, and I suppose you have to suggest probably not for the last time. This race rapidly turning into the race with it all. As they start now to get in amongst the back marker traffic, there will be a twist or 2 more, I feel sure. And Gibbs soaking up an awful lot of pressure now. There's Williams, number 0, making his move. He's gotten ahead of Cook. End of lap, and what this time from the infamous 5. Here goes Pearce. He's through, and Gardner clips him. It's Jason Gardner from third who barges through to take the lead. And Williams on the outside of Pearce goes in search of third. Well, incredible karting in a race now where nothing will come as a surprise. They're still at it in third. Cook fourth, Williams fifth, all chasing Darren Gibbs. And the new leader, number 20, Jason Gardner. There he is. Last lap time now, 43.42. It's all beginning to rev up with 4 laps to go. And at the present rate of knots, just 3 minutes between Jason Gardner and victory. This is the battle for third, and Leon Cook taking a look at Pearce, but Martin Pearce yields not an inch. Cook all over the rumble strip, might have lost out to Williams, but didn't. They all fight on. And another fast lap, this time 43.21, 0.21 faster than the last lap. Well, you would expect it was posted by the new leader, who at the moment looks good value for that, and maybe even something better. Extending it a little now from Darren Gibbs. So the lead positions remain Gardner, Gibbs, Pearce, Williams and Cook. This is for second, and what can Pearce produce this time? And the answer is nothing, but they're all closing down on Gardner. It's getting tight. Last lap, 43.18, and Gardner in trouble. Gibbs takes the lead yet again, and Jason Gardner is out. Well, Gibbs holding out his hand there as if to say nothing to do with me. And I have to say, it did look that way. Just over 2 to go then. Gibbs leads from Pearce now. Williams moves up to third. Cook is fourth. Gardner's definitely out. So what next, I wonder? It's compulsive as Williams... Well, there is Gardner. Now 2 to go. Gibbs defending, Williams attacking, and Jason Williams becomes the fourth different leader on the penultimate lap. Oh, Gibbs could only watch and probably admire. That was super skills from Williams, just managing to hold on to the kart. But it ain't over yet. Piling up the pressure now in the top 5. Michael Spencer and Stephen Brady moving up have joined the train. So, it's Williams, Gibbs, Pearce, Cook, Spencer, Brady. Oh, and Pearce out there to look at Gibbs, but he's not close enough. 50 seconds or so left then for Williams to hang on. But the way things have been, he'll be counting on nothing yet. Last lap. And Williams well clear on the crucial part of the track. That's where they might have got him, but he was out of sight. So, what have the rest got to offer? Pearce, Cook, Spencer and Brady contest third. Gibbs now really the only serious threat with just half a lap to go. The rest still battle it out for third. Peter Thompson 75 there. Chris Hartley 14 engaged in their own personal battle. That's all about 17th and 18th. But with 250 metres to go, who will be first? Williams continually looking over his shoulder. Shouldn't be bought by back markers. And Jason Williams wins the third round of the Alpall UK Hillhouse Hammond ICA Senior Championship from Darren Gibbs, Martin Pearce and Leon Cook. So this is how they are now. Just 34 points separate the top 6. And what a super championship it's turning out to be. It's lap 4 with Richard Stern firmly in control. That matters astern, not so nearly sorted out. Wesley Godwin 22 and Nicky Richardson 97. Just 2 of a dozen or so drivers in contention for that second slot. And while Godwin grid 2 and Richardson grid 3 rolled each other's bumpers, Lee Piercy number 70 grid 4, Harry Soden number 5 grid 10, Adrian Crockett 21 grid 6, and Ashley Todd number 12 grid 7 grouped in preparation for attack. And no one was forgetting Gary Catt. A disastrous 15th in Heat 2 meant the pre-season tournament favourite was fighting a rearguard action in 13th. And as the pressure built in the pack behind the leader, it was obvious that something had to give, and it did on lap 5. And that little moment of madness removed most of Stern's dwindling opposition. Although Soden and Richardson came off relatively unscathed, the race was torn apart. Catt, however, prospered. Suddenly, he was third. And it was the nudging up the hill that started the kart rolling, and the trip down the other side that finished it all off. Amazingly, no one was hurt. It was one of those memorable days for Styron, who suddenly had the luxury of a cushion that allowed him to wave by those who had earlier laid claim to his lead. Mind you, there weren't too many around the circuit who believed he wouldn't have won anyway. And he continually tested the timekeepers with sub-46 second laps. And on his final circumnavigation, hardly needed to look over his shoulder. There was no one within a distance from which to strike. Soden certainly tried, but he was more preoccupied with the rejuvenated Cat closing in on him. And it was Richards there and then who took all the day's TKM honours and a fistful of points towards his championship challenge. So this is how it looks now. Styron just 2 points ahead of Cat, for whom it could have been all a lot worse. But watch out for Harry Soden. The quiet one makes steady progress.
Richard, congratulations. Bit of a scrap out there today, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I'm so chuffed that I just got a little gap and left these guys to it. Very, very pleased.
Yeah, there was a bit of hard charging going on all round, I think.
Yeah, it's been like that all day. Been like that all day.
Harry, you're becoming a bit of a lad around these tracks now. Good day for you too.
Not bad. We struggled a bit in the heats, but my aim was just to try and get in the top 6 in the final, and well, we achieved that. It was a bit hard coming through, but I managed to do it. So yeah, it was not a bad day.
So here we go for top 3 in the championship, maybe then.
Well, hopefully I'll try and catch this chap first.
Okay, Gary, coming across to you. You would have certainly settled for third at the beginning of the final.
Yeah, poor first heat put me down a few on the grid. And so I had quite a lot to do in the final. I think I was about 10th, and there was just a big pile-up coming out of the S's. So, and I just managed to miss it, and that helped a lot, and that gave me the gap as well, from third to fourth.
Tell us a little bit about that. What happened?
I think it was Nicky and Wesley Godwin, number 22. They touched coming out of the first corner, and it just caused a lot of havoc because there were so many karts behind them. And because I was a bit further behind, I was able to get a good run on them and overtake them all.
Let's say every champion needs a bit of good luck, maybe yours?
Yeah, I think at the moment Richard's going well, so he's going to take some beating at the moment.
It's going to be quite a season, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. There's so many good drivers in it, and today I think there was like 10 or 15 drivers all on the same pace. It was just unreal today, yeah.